be fat all night, isn't he?
guys, you've caught us mid backstage chat. This is the takeaway. Obviously, you know, it's the prediction show. We talk all things Premier League. We've got Jeff all the way from Texas in the US of A. We've got DN Vlogs. We've got him up there as Daniel. We've got Anthony Herbert. DN Vlogs is a United. We got Anthony Herbert. I said you're a regular on the show, you know he's Arsenal. We got Don P, who flits in and out, but he's been here quite regular. I think maybe because Tottenham have been winning this season. But we'll get into that as well, guys. Let's get the show on the road. How are we, everybody? Before we go any further, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
I would like to just for you to explain that you guys over there in Texas had a little flyby. Jeff,
no, actually, it was in Florida.
Oh, it was in Florida. Sorry.
Yeah, it was at the Buccaneers Stadium. They had sent it out to all the supporters groups through Twitter that they were going to do it. Bunch of the supporters groups got together, paid for it, and flew the banner pregame for the Bucs Monday night game. Now, there was also a small contingent outside the stadium, is what I've been told, but they would not video that. And they kind of got moved off by NFL because the NFL people, because it's a Monday night game, they can't have any protests going on during the big football Monday night. So, but there's some other things planned for Tampa the rest of this year. I know the Tampa USL team, they get a section that starts singing Glazers Out songs, which is pretty cool.
Oh God, and it continues. Hopefully, it's not going to go on for too much longer. DN Vlogs, how are we, sir?
Good. Tired. Had a long day.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. The weekend's coming, man. I'm sure United are going to put a smile on your face. Mr. Herbert, how are we, sir?
Yeah. Oh, what can I say? It's Friday. I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to this show, basically.
So I like Don P. Welcome back, man. How are we?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. Big T, he's on his way. He did say he was going to be late. He did message me in the week. It wasn't just today, so he did say he's going to be away. So he should be here. So we'll save the chat that we need to save for him. Anthony, obviously, guys, you know that we are doing a fantasy league at the moment. So I'm going to get us our top 20 up at the moment. Obviously, Ty, the tactician, he won it last year, and it looks like he's going to be he looks like he's firm favorite to go again there. To be fair, we've got Gunners FC. I'm in second place there. United, Loader FC, I Don't Care 6.6. Newton Heath. We've got Netflix and Chill. We've got Klopp Along. And the only one that I remember that I recognize out of those guys is Los Stella. We've got Oliver Colton. We've got Rolls Royce. We've got Don P representing the Friday night takeaway up there in
Don. That's a fluke. Have you seen Don P's team? Oh my God. I tell you what, Jesus Christ, what is that doing there? I looked last night, funny enough, and I thought to myself, I looked at Don P's team and I thought, blimey, that's crap. And how the hell is he 11th? Have you got Jackson up front, Don P?
Had. First of all, he wasn't scoring no goals. He was scoring 0 goals for me. But then I thought, because I hate Chelsea so much, I actually there was a stage where I hated them more than you guys. So I hate him so much. I actually thought I would rather go with 0 points, but them have a forward that never scores, and it's a curse because he's in my team. So I just kept him in, even though I knew he wasn't going to score any points.
Well, I tell you what, if Mr. B bought up the first 200, we just might be able to see his team.
I think I actually moved into the 70s finally.
Where are you guys? Where are you at?
Well,
no comment.
Yeah, we are a long way behind this screen here. Maybe it'll be another 1, 2, 3. Maybe if the screen was maybe this big, then maybe we'll be able to get him on there. But I think I'm in like 60th, Dumpy. I think I'm in about 60th.
Ooh, I was right. I'm 75 now.
I'm 63. I'm 3 points behind Mr. B.
Okay, that'll change. That'll change this week.
Oh,
Mr.
that
Herbert.
definitely change this weekend. You be looking up, Mr. B. I'll tell you that.
So look, we'll see what the fixtures bring us moving forward this week. I said hopefully there will be I will have a green arrow in all of the leagues that I'm in. But yeah, Don P, it's nice to have somebody that I know representing the top 20 in the league, and hopefully once you move up to the top 10, then we can just shrink this screen down. I wanted to make sure that we got one of us represented, so don't fall below that 20 mark, or we have to be adding a whole screens. Guys, obviously I haven't spoken to you, Jeff, in a little while. Just this is a question for all of you. We'll just go with hold on, let me pull that off. We'll go with Jeff answering first anyway. How do you think our season's going so far? And do you think that we've got space for improvement?
Oh, here goes my mini rant. I told you it was coming. So the beginning of the season was horrible. I don't know why we're starting so slow, but it's like the players had dead legs. I do believe what Bath Time has said that we had a long preseason, and it was all the travel in the U.S. Was probably not beneficial. I think the players are good. I think the setup was bad. I don't like the diamond. I didn't like Mount and Bruno at the same time. Big up Bath Time. And I think the other night showed that if you have wingers that defend and you have a midfield that plays the ball the way they should and knocks it around and holds possession, that we're going to do fine. Can we do that against the top 6 teams in the league? I don't know. We're going to find out. Do I think Amrabat's going to help that? I absolutely think he's going to help that when we get our defenders back. I saw Reguilon's out now for a while longer. Martinez, I was telling everybody who would listen that Martinez was still hurt when the season started. He was not in preseason when I went to the game against Madrid. He just wasn't running the same way. He had a wobble to his run. And so it just wasn't, it looked like he was trying to protect that foot. And I think he injured it in preseason. And I think he tried to go into the season. Now, here's my rant. I didn't get to come on Wednesday night. So I'm with Bath Time. Bruno's the most creative, best player we had. Any team in the Prem would want to have him. Even Pep would use him. And I can't say that for too many other players on our squad. I think tomorrow he should give him 30 minutes. I should give Rashford 30 minutes. If he doesn't defend and he doesn't create, he needs to haul him off and put Garnacho back out there. I'm not a big Mount fan. I want Palestri on the right. I want Mount back on the bench. And I saw the lineup that they had. I want Hannibal to play. I think he's a young kid. I think he's got the legs, and I think he is just fired up to play, which is why he's been doing as well as he has. And I think he can get up and down the pitch and do the dirty work. It looked good. And I think Amrabat sliding in there and helping him out on that side would be great. I know Bath Time wants Bruno to slide more to the left, but I think as long as they're going to play that way, I think the left protects Hannibal more. And allows Bruno to cross the ball back across to the attacking players. And I'm just geeked about Højlund. That guy is just terrorizing center backs already. He's putting them on his backside and just working them like Tony does. I love it. So that's it. I think we're going to press on. I think everybody should be scared from here on out.
I like that. Mr. Herbert, same question to you, sir. How do you think your season's going, and do you think you've got space for improvement?
You know what, Mr. B? Sometimes it don't matter what players you've got. I always find that there's room for improvement in certain positions, even if you want to, have that little bit more depth in your squad. So yeah, I feel there's more room for improvement with Arsenal. At the minute, we're carrying quite a lot of injuries with Martinelli, Trossard. Ruma is Saka's 50-50. Hart is out injured. Rice has got a back injury, but he could be featuring in the game. And obviously, we know this with Timber as well, our other player. But yeah, I think things are. I was going to say gradually looking up, but I think the best game this season that we had, and no disrespect to you Man United fans, but that the best game we've had this season was against you when we won 3-1. Apart from that, I can't really pick a game. I mean, last week we were going to talk about a certain game, but a certain individual bottled it. He didn't come on the show, so I sent him a message in a bottle. I don't know whether he got it, but did you get the message, Don P?
I didn't get the message, and I was out with my wife's family. I would have been divorced if I didn't go to that event last week.
Oh, yeah.
So blame my wife.
Hang on. Let me just put this fob on your head. Give
it. What's your reflection on the game, though, Anthony? Because we haven't spoken.
The reflection of the game. I felt we were in control in the first 35 minutes, and we just fell apart. I mean, Jorginho, for your second goal, Son's second goal, I don't know what Jorginho was thinking about because obviously Maddison literally got the ball off him and passed to Son. He was the most experienced player out of the two teams. He was the oldest player on the pitch with the most experience. And he did that dreadful thing at the back, and then obviously you went on and scored. I feel you played the better football, if I'm honest. I'll hold my hands up. I thought Tottenham played the better football, and Arsenal was lucky not to lose. And it feels like a defeat for us, but most probably like a win for you lads. So, and I mean, I keep saying this on streams as well. I think at Tottenham there's life after Harry Kane. I really do. I see the way you're playing, how Ange's changed that team around. And I thought, what I said about your attacking style between your midfield and your strikers.
Yeah.
You're playing a different concepts around that box, which is good for you. And but later on the stream we're going to go to predictions, and just wait and see what I got to say on my predictions.
Okay, interesting.
I think that was a really good game for the neutral. I think it was an exciting game.
Yeah,
it was.
Perfect result for United.
Yeah, both of them dropping points. But I agreed with your summary. Basically, the first 35 minutes was yours. I think the bit that left the sour taste in my mouth a bit was the fact that obviously you scored. The goal that you scored was obviously an own goal. Unlucky own goal by Romero, and the penalty, and I can't believe no one's said it. It actually came off Ben White's hand, and if it didn't come off against Ben White's hand, to me it looked like it come off his hand before it hit Romero, before it deflected onto him. If it didn't come from his hand, it came from his body that was by his hand. So basically, the ball deflected onto Romero. So, and I don't understand how that could be given as a blatant handball. It wasn't like it was straight things, and arguably Maddison was fouled during the move as well. So I don't know, it just left a bitter taste in my mouth. Like if you had kind of cut us open and blah blah blah, I'd say, you know what, respect to Arsenal, but you guys didn't. But saying that, Vicario did make 2 saves in the game as well. So and obviously what's his name, Jesus robbed Maddison, and any half decent strike, like you could have scored that obviously if you had a bit of composure. Yeah, if you had a bit of composure. But then I also think that Brennan Johnson, I think he miskicked his chance. You know, when they said about Raya making that great save, I thought it was a good save, but because he miskicked it, he had more time. If he had made proper contact with that, like Raya wouldn't have had a chance. But no, I've got to respect the resilience the boys showed, and the bit that made me. The bit that I was most proud of is not so much that we drew against you, it's only 1 point, but it was more the performance and the fact that we were still willing to play through your press. And no matter what, it's like we're playing through the press. Like we showed balls, and that's what I really liked. Yeah,
and what surprised me was Maddison in that position. In all fairness, to me, that to me is a centre back's position, and Maddison was the only guy that was back there. Your centre backs were nowhere to be seen. in that time.
But that's Ange Ball though. See, Ange Ball, he does it. It's almost kind of built like on the Dutch system. Like they will find space. Like even though Madison's meant to be like an attacking, I don't know, a 10 or whatever. If there is space and there is a space for a player to go, they will go into it. Likewise, you might see Basuma all of a sudden in the opposing penalty box. Do you know what I mean? I love that. I love that fluid play. And he took responsibility. So it's
he did,
cool.
he did, but it comes to nothing. But then again, it is a point earned, and we just move on to our next games. But I just got to give all credit to Tottenham, and for an Arsenal fan to say that about Tottenham, you don't know how much it pains me to see that, Mr. B, Miss B Dante, sorry. So
no, a couple of gooners have said the same thing.
Yeah.
But obviously your United fans don't feel the same way, Mr. UK Strains.
Don P, do you think that that's the biggest stage Brennan Johnson's been on so far? Looked like he had a little bit of nerves.
Do you know what though? I actually think that we were more threatening when he was on the pitch. I think we lost something when he came with his pace. But yes, you're right. He a couple of occasions he probably could have showed a bit more composure, especially for the first goal. Obviously, he kind of miskicked it, didn't he? And that's how it kind of the ball kind of broke free in the end for Maddison to pass the Son. But I don't know, for Wales, has he played really big games for Wales? Didn't he not play in a World Cup? I think he played in the World Cup.
But again, everybody says that international football, even when he was at Forest and they were getting promoted, it's not the same as the biggest games in the Premier League with a rivalry the size of Arsenal and Tottenham.
Yeah.
Dean.
Yeah. No, it's true. I hear that. I hear that.
How do you think the season's going? And how do you think we are? Do you think we've got scope for improvement?
I was happy with the performance against Burnley, especially with the way we showed resilience after the first 15 minutes, because we were pathetic in the first 15. It looked like we were playing against prime Barca. They hit the post, and especially with Evans and Lindelof starting together, I was more worried. But thank God we got out of that game and we survived. But the game against Crystal Palace showed me that this team does have what it takes to maybe go on a really good run in the cup competitions and hopefully get top 4 this season, because he's playing the players he wants. Now, okay, Martinez is out. That's unfortunate for us. Reguilon's out for tomorrow's game. That's also
no surprise,
unfortunate.
by the way. By the way, that's no surprise. He couldn't keep fit for Tottenham. He was always injured.
True. So now the thing is, he has Amrabat back. He has Casemiro. That's the biggest thing that's going to improve us with a double pivot with both of them playing. And
isn't Amrabat played in left back?
He's going to be playing at left back tomorrow.
Tomorrow he will, but otherwise, when Reguilon's fit, I think Amrabat starts as a double pivot with Casemiro. And I think, as Jeff said before, I would just contradict that by saying I would start Mount on the right and play Bruno in his own position. Because the only issue with Mount is, if he plays with Bruno in midfield, we're easily losing those games. You saw that.
Well, who do you want in the 8?
The 8, I'd go with Hannibal instead. Him as the 8 and Bruno as a 10.
I'm good with that. It's just who you put out on the right.
It just can't be
Bruno on the. It can't be Bruno on the right. He's too critical in the middle.
No Bruno on the right, because the only issue with Bruno on the right is he's not creating any chances. He's doing nothing.
Disappeared.
And the biggest issue then is when he has to come back and try and defend, he doesn't do that, because, of course, with Anthony, the biggest benefit we had is he'd come back, he'd track back, and he'd defend, what Rashford doesn't do. So the only issue with anyone playing on the right is that you have to come back, you have to track back and defend. And the biggest benefit with Mount playing on the right is he tracks back really well, he presses really well. You can see his stats at Chelsea as well. That's the biggest position that he preferred playing, even though he's a midfielder, but still. So I'm hopeful Ten Hag sees that and plays him on the right, and then Bruno and Hannibal and Casemiro as the midfield. And hopefully Amrabat can soar into that as well.
I agree. Mount, to me, is like Anthony, though. They're so light in the shorts, it's hard for them to defend. They try to get stuck in, but it just doesn't work. And I will say if he's going to move people around like that and he plays Eriksen, I'd rather see Eriksen in the 10. The 2 matches last year where he put Bruno besides Casemiro, Bruno had the most tackles and the most takeaways he had all season in those 2 matches.
Only issue I have with Eriksen as a 10, or generally just starting, is Don P, you have an idea of him being a Tottenham fan, and you've seen him in his prime. He doesn't have legs anymore.
No.
He can't play. He can't play the full 90 minutes. He plays one game, and then he has to take a rest in the next game. So that's the biggest issue for me. Hannibal is someone who gives you energy, who gives you that stride to play better. He has the, fire in him, because he has to prove himself right to Ten Hag. So hopefully we get that midfield and we can win the game easily tomorrow. Keeping my prediction till then.
But a lot of Tottenham fans didn't want Eriksen, including me. I didn't want him back to Tottenham because his legs had gone. When he was playing for us, I think what separated him from Tottenham are used to having a lot of number 10s or players like Gascoigne, Hoddle, etc. But what made Eriksen unique was the fact that he may not have been as techie as all of those players, but what he had was energy. He had an engine. He would run around the pitch a lot, which is more than a normal number 10. And obviously, as he's got older, that's his main attribute has kind of dwindled. And he's a decent passer, but he's not like, wow, like, did you see that ball, Eriksen? Do you know what I mean? He's competent passer.
Don P, do you think if Eriksen was in his prime, because Poch did use him as a right winger a lot, like when he was playing Dele Alli in the midfield, with Son, Kane, and Eriksen as a front 3. Do you think we would have an option with him playing on the right, or would he still be beneficial in the midfield?
It depends, because way Poch's system, Poch, I don't know if he does it for Chelsea, but he used to play for us. He used to have 4 at the back, 2 holding pivots, and 3, and then a 1. So the 3 in front, even though he's on the right, he's tight. He's not on the right wing.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why he played him. So it was more like he was operating, and those 3 would rotate.
Yeah, but I think now, even with someone said in the chat I just read, Eriksen can play the role that Mata played in his last few years at United with the experience and stuff.
Yeah,
and stuff like that, because he won't start every game unless and until our midfield's injury prone again. Otherwise, I don't think he's starting a lot of games this season.
But that's what you guys need to do, is get the balance. If you can get somebody who's got legs to do Eriksen's running for him in the side, I suppose, I don't know how you use Mount, but I don't see many positives about having a Mount. But the only positives with a Mount is I assume he's got legs. Yeah, isn't that his strength?
Yeah, is MO.
Yeah. Mount's he's a presser and he can run, but he can't. Yeah. He tries to tackle, but like Anthony, he just bounces off. Hey, Mr. B, I want to answer Big T's question about the referee stuff.
Yeah, I did put it up there. That was more for you. Go on. I'll get it back.
All right. So again, he's talking. The referee there, I know who it was. We're not going to name names, right? We don't do that. But he's talking out the side of his head. The only way that looking at the ball can make you more offsides is that you have your head tilted forward looking at the ball, and it puts you over the line. Okay. Any part of your body that's across the magic lines, that's a playable surface, you're offsides. I mean, it's just, but for the controversy for them to say they can't match the lines up because of cameras, I'm not buying it. Somebody got a hold of that from the media and made that a story, and it's not really a story. You saw the referees. Howard Webb didn't even address it. There was too many other things going on in that match that needed to be addressed. He wasn't worried about an offsides call. But again, it's body positioning. If he said the guy looking down at the ball is what caused him to be offsides, again, yeah. If he tilted his head forward and took him across the line, you got a big old head like mine, yeah, that will make you offsides. But it's garbage. It's just they're bringing these guys now. ESPN FC started bringing Clattenburg on for all this analysis. What is it? Match of the Day was bringing referees on for analysis, and now everybody's doing it. TalkSport's doing it. Everybody's doing it. Mike Dean's out there making the rounds, and some other guys. And you go back to think about when they were on the pitch reffing, the decisions they were making, and some of the things they say. It just doesn't make sense.
Look, That's the beauty of football. Everybody's got a slightly different opinion, although there's a lot of positivity from all of us in here. I'm not sure if Billy's going to make it today, so that would have been the only negative. But
can I ask you something, Mr. B? Sorry,
yeah,
as you asking United things. So what's the feeling amongst United then? Do you guys feel like you've turned the corner? Isn't it like two wins in a row? Isn't it like two wins in a row the first time like all season?
Yeah, it's
2 clean sheets.
It's only 2 wins, but I think it's maybe the performance of the wins and the fact that we're getting players back. I mean, Anthony's talking about injuries. There's no point in us talking about injuries. We've got like 9 first-team players unavailable to play.
Yeah,
so through whatever reason, their fault or whatever, we've got 9 first-team players. So we just have to get on with it, Don P. We played you lot. We played Arsenal away from home. Top 6 teams. The results were probably what we expected if you look at what we've been doing away from home on paper. But during the game, I still think we got robbed against Arsenal, and we were well beaten by Tottenham. So I think there is from me personally, I think there's a level of positivity moving forward. But right now, we need games now in this catch up. So you lot drawing last week, as much as it kept, the unbeaten runs, fine. We made up 2 points. You know what I mean? Right now, we've got a run of games that on paper, we should be winning. Until
I've got a question, Mr. B. I got a question. So right now we got 3 healthy center backs. We have 1 healthy fullback. Who would we be running out there if we hadn't have picked up Amrabat at the buzzer?
I don't know. I think Ten Hag might have had to put on shorts. We would have been done. we would have been done. I think they would have went to 3.
I think they would have went to 3 center backs and used one of the kids on a wing.
I don't know. I'm so glad it hasn't got to that, but it could get to the stage where it does get to that. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that players are actually going to start coming back before we start losing any more defenders. But look, we know why we're here, really. It's our score prediction time. Anthony, obviously, Don P, we've had a few scores up and down. We've had some sheets. And I think between me and Anthony, we've kind of worked out. So how we'll do it, we'll just go by instead of, because it changes every week. What I think we'll do is we'll just, the week after, so like this week, we'll go through our predictions for last week to see who got the closest. And last week we did have, who do we have? We had DN, we had, Billy was last week. So right, this is last week's sheet. So do we have the results up from last week, Anthony? The actual fixture results up?
I've only gone up to, because you said you had the last 2 weeks in, so I took it you tallied them up.
I fucking didn't. Come on now. I got a busy life. I can't be doing that. But don't worry, we'll work it as we're going along. But I know you've got your information there, so you can start and I'll carry on.
We can go back and watch the replay.
You go back and watch the replays, but I tell you what, I've gone back because we didn't do the first game. We did a different stream when the Premier League first kicked off, so we didn't do the first game. But on the second week, I tallied up the score. So basically, if you got the score correct, you got 3 points. If you put that team down as a 2-0 win, but they won 1-0, you picked them up 1 point because you got the right team for the win, right?
Yeah.
Right. So on the first one, and this was quite close actually, it was myself, Mr. B, Don P, and do you remember early doors, the West Ham fan that came on?
Yeah. I remember.
Right. So it was draws that week. Mr. B and myself, we both had 7 points. And you and Early Doors, you both had 5 points.
Okay.
Right. On week 3, it was myself, Mr. B, Don P, and Billy. So Mr. B, he scored 3 points that week. Don P, you scored 4. And me and Billy, we both got the same points. We had 5.
Okay.
Okay. Week 4, I think the Premier League fixtures was all over the shop. It was all continuing for the week, but we only did 3 predictions. So it was myself, Mr. B, and Billy, and we got a point each on that one. Now, on week 5, this is interesting because this is when we had Mr. B's brother. So it was me, Don P, Mr. B, and Stoney. Right? Don P, you had 5 points.
Oh no.
Me and Stoney, we had 8 points. And Mr. B, I bloody hate you. You won that with 10 points.
Wow.
That's the truth. So that's up to week 5. So I think that was 3 weeks ago. So you got the last 2, haven't you?
Nice.
But you know
last
what?
2
Do
weeks.
you know the other thing that you need to do? Not obviously not for this show, but for another show, is get the original league predictions as well, because we did that in the first week or the second week.
We'll scan that and get that.
Premier League, Premier League prediction show.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you, I went back to the streams and I watched the streams. I did this on Wednesday because I had my day off of work. And I got to say, Don P, can't you bloody talk? I got to be honest with you.
Oh,
Bloody hell. I tell you what, you come up with some interesting facts. I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of it I do agree with. That's the good news. The other thing, I was just sort of like I was going into a deep sleep, but you know, it was. But apart from that, you done all right.
love, Anthony, love.
I know, mate. I know.
Anthony, do we get extra points for getting the score right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Score's 3 points and a result is 1 point. If you get the result right, it's 1 point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Score is 3.
Right. Sorry, you lot could natter amongst yourselves. Just
so you're going to do the show then? So we're going to talk about a match then. So which match are we going to?
Okay, all right. So the first game this week is we're going to do Spurs Liverpool. Obviously you're on here and your chest is, look, I see you supping on your juice because I know you're going to be talking now. Can we keep our talking to a minimal? Just Don P, this is especially for you because I know once you start talking, you're going to get excited. But Spurs Liverpool, we are going to start with you, Don P. I think it's only fair. I'm going to assume you're quite confident. This is a game that I wouldn't expect any other year Tottenham would even be in a conversation. But to be fair, Tottenham have played well. I do feel that there's something different about you this season. But it's early doors. Injuries, obviously, it depends on what you take. But how you feeling and what you think about the game? Anthony, you go next, then DN, and then Jeff.
Okay.
I'm working it out.
This game, I feel confident overall with the team. So no matter who we play, I feel confident. But of all the teams to play, like it's funny, we had obviously Arsenal last week, who we've only beaten once since 2010. But Liverpool, we've got a terrible record against Liverpool as well. I think the last time that we beat Liverpool at home is when we was playing at Wembley. So we've got a terrible record against Liverpool as well. But Liverpool are unbeaten and they're second in the league, and they've got this wonderful midfielder, Srovozlai, or whatever his name. That's the new Gerrard. After like 6 games, I can't believe they're talking about him being in Gerrard. So there's a lot, and they've got an amazing firepower. Like the 5 players that they're able to rotate up front is very strong. But I also think that their defense ain't that great. So, and they're gettable. So I would say that I'm quietly confident rather than overly confident. I want us, and I would expect. I think that we're going to win, but if we lost, I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, you guys might say that I'm sitting on the fence there. Sorry, apologies.
No, that's fine. Don P. So, sorry, you haven't given a score prediction though.
3-2.
Okay.
to Tottenham.
Yeah, I guess I did guess that, to be fair.
Yeah,
I did guess that, to be fair. Mr. Herbert, same team, please.
Do you know what? I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be end-to-end stuff. This game, it will have goals in it, but just to round it off sweetly, I'm going to go on the fence for this one, Mr. B. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
DN?
Even though Liverpool have been playing really well, but I'm gonna go with 4-3 Spurs.
Wow, that's going to be a great game if it finishes
4-3. That's
And
the first game of match of the day. Then
what reason is I'm giving for this is last year Spurs lost to Liverpool 4-3 at Anfield when Jota scored in the last minute. So I'm thinking maybe Spurs end up getting the same kind of win this year. So it's 3-3, and in the 90th, the 91st minute they end up scoring.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, Big T went opposite.
The opposite, yeah.
So hold on, you've gone 4-3. You've gone 4-3 Spurs, right?
Yes.
DN?
Yes.
Jeff?
Oh, what I should have said before you come in, Jeff, what I should let you know as well. At the moment, Maddison and Son aren't 100% to play.
They're ill, right?
They were carrying knocks going into the Arsenal game. That's why we took Son and Maddison off. People thought that we took off Son to put on Richarlison, but that wasn't the case. It was just because if Son was fit, he would have stayed on. But anyway, I'll let you come back. But they should play, but they're not 100%. And Johnson won't play, so Johnson's not playing.
Johnson's out. Then that is final.
Out. Yeah, that's final. That's final. He's out. He's back.
So that affects what I was thinking. I was thinking about
him
late second half appearance making an impact. If Romero doesn't give away goals for free, and
he was unlucky. He's had a brilliant season, by the way, so far. Romero's played well this season.
He has, except for those couple of mistakes that anybody can do, right? So, but I think the biggest battle is going to be in the midfield. If Basuma can control the midfield and they can hit him on the counter, I see a 2-2 draw.
Okay, Desmond.
2-2. And I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go with you, Jeff. I'm actually going to go 2-2. I think this is a heart score rather than a head score. So I'm actually going.
What would your head say, Mavs? Mr. B.
I think you lot are going to do them. I think if Son and Maddison play, and there's not any doubt about in their minds that they're going to play, they're not just being played. I actually think that you lot will win. I actually think that you lot have got a really, really good chance of winning. I think your defense is better than theirs. Obviously, Liverpool have got what they've got going forward, but I just think that your midfield is a different animal this year. So I would say that you lot are going to win, but I'm actually going to go 2-2. But before we go any further, the scores from last week, Mr. Herbert. So, on the scoring that you've had and you've put up, we had me, DN Vlogs, you, and Billy on. Billy got 9 points. Yeah, is that right? 3 points to get the right for the win, and 1 right. DN Vlogs, you got 15 points.
Wow.
Which is impressive, yeah. I got 16 points.
What?
Yeah, last week. And Anthony, you got 14 points last week. But that's a lie because you got 19 last week, Anthony. You got you actually got the
What did he predict Tottenham Arsenal? What did he predict Tottenham Arsenal?
Tottenham Arsenal was a 3-2 win to Arsenal. I predicted a 2-2, so I got my extra point for that. But yeah, the one you predicted right was the Brighton Bournemouth game. That got you the extra point there, Anthony.
Yeah. So I won that week.
Yeah, you won that week. And the points, at least the points when, the points were trash 3s and 6s, at least I think because the season started now, we're able to work out. So it's going to be interesting how well you lot do for the rest of this then, isn't it? Okay. So we'll go Bournemouth, Liverpool. and we are going to start with you.
We can't do Bournemouth,
Anthony.
Liverpool. We
Liverpool
play
still
Liverpool.
be Liverpool.
I mean, sorry. And you know what? You know the joke is, I've actually got Bournemouth Arsenal written down in front of me, and I still said Liverpool. Apologies. Bournemouth Arsenal. Bournemouth Arsenal. Anthony.
Well, you know what? This is going to be make or break time because this is an important game for us. Go leading into the Man City game. So I think if Havertz is nowhere near the team, not even on the bench, personally, I would have him in a bin and I would shove him into that bin until he
Guys,
he ain't getting out.
that's just poor excuse for a footballer.
Yeah.
That's
So,
against the law, even in England.
no, well, I can't help it. Yeah, I just don't want that guy nowhere near the team. Don't want him near the team. If he's not playing, I think it'd be great. So my score prediction is gonna go Arsenal win. I'm gonna say 2-0 Arsenal. So that means Tottenham drew 1-1 with Liverpool, or any draw, whether it's 1-1 or 2-1. We go above Tottenham in the league, and we'll be on the same points as Liverpool, but they'll be above us by goal difference.
Wow, you thought about it deeply.
He
Oh,
did.
definitely.
That is deep.
Jeff.
I've got Arsenal 3-0. Bournemouth's been scrappy all season, but they just leak goals.
Yeah. And that's just in Kluivert. He haven't been doing anything, has he?
Again, they're hitting on the counter, but their defense lets them down.
Is Billingham
Billing.
yeah, Billings. Is he fit now? Because wasn't he injured before? He's probably one of their best players.
Yeah, he's been in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was good
Solanke's
coming to
been very
last
disappointing.
He's good against us.
Yeah.
Solanke's missed 2 open goals.
As long as he doesn't miss him for tomorrow, so that they can put a halt on this North London train, then that's absolutely fine.
You're so mean to your friend.
What you got for me?
1-0 Arsenal.
And Don P.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same. 1-0 Arsenal.
I think they're going to do more than that. I think it's going to be 3-0. I'm going to go with Jeff. Okay.
In fact, Mr. B, could I change my mind? 2-0.
Yes.
2-0 Arsenal.
I just can't see them only scoring one.
Yeah, 2-0.
To be fair. Okay, so we now have Villa Brighton. I'll go first. I'll get my one out of the way. I actually see a draw. I see a 2-2 draw. Villa Brighton. I think Brighton will come back. Villa are going to be smarting after their exit, and I think Brighton are going to get found out at Villa when they come up against Emery. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-2. DN, what you got for me?
1-1.
1-1. Okay. Jeff?
It's a tough one. There's definitely some goals in this game. I'll go 2-2.
Don P.
I would have said a Desmond as well, but just to be different, I'm going to say 2-1 Brighton.
Mr. Herbert.
You know what? I was going for a 2-2 draw as well. So yeah, put me down for a 2-2. I think Watkins is going to score, and also the that player that he got out on the wing,
DRB.
Solly March, and yes, Don P. He is English. All right.
Oh, is he?
Right. So,
all
yeah,
right.
2-2.
God, so there's a lot of 2-2s on this one. Everton Luton. I'm going to start with you, DN.
I'm going to go 3-0 Everton.
Jeff?
2-1 Luton gets their first victory of the season.
Wow.
Right, Goodison. Is it Goodison, Jeff?
Yeah, Everton plays worse at home than they do on the road.
Wow. Don P.
2-0 Everton.
Anthony?
Luton are going to be the worst team ever.
Yeah.
They got 1 point against 10 men. They just managed to get a point against 10 men last
Who
week.
did Everton beat last week? He beat them 3-1.
They
Was
won
it
in the
Palace
cup.
or someone? Who was
No,
it?
they won in the cup. They beat Villa. They beat Villa in the cup.
Oh,
Did they win in the league as well? They won in a.
No, they didn't win in the league. They won
No,
in
they
the
didn't
cup.
win in the league. It
Yes,
was only
they
in the
did.
cup.
They won. They won 3-1 against Brentford.
Yeah.
Brentford
Oh yeah,
Town.
yeah.
Yes,
they
I knew
did.
that was the case. Yeah, they won
Yeah.
3-1. Everton are on this thing now.
So what I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to add the same scoreline as what they beat Brentford. I'm going to go 3-1 Everton.
I actually think it's going to be 4. I actually think it's going to be 4 or 5. I think that, but I've actually bet on Everton to beat Villa in the week just because Everton played their first team. Calvin Lewin's back. I think he's hungry to score.
They're
I
definitely going to win against Luton. They're definitely beating Luton.
I think it's going to be 4-1. I think it's going to be 4-1. All right, we're going to go Man U Palace. We're going to start with you, Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't
go
they
on.
start with we've been starting with the host team for your own games. You're the chair.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's fine. I'm actually going to go 4-1. Okay. I think we are going to cause a chaos tomorrow. I think that there's going to be a buzz around the stadium. With Højlund coming back after his week's rest, his 1 game rest. I can't see anything other than a United big win. So I'm going to go 4-1.
What's up with Palace? Why have they all of a sudden just
injuries? But Hodgson, you got to remember, Hodgson's gone back to his old dinosaur football now. That's the start of the season. That's what it is. He had Vieira's
playing that defensive thing.
Yeah, he had Vieira. Yeah, he had Vieira's running, and all of that, and his style of play to a certain extent and sorted. But I think this season he's gone. They have got a lot of injuries, to be fair, and that's why I think it's going to be a big swift. They had their full team out, as what you classify, but they've got a lot of key players missing, and I'm not sure the team's going to be a lot different from what he put out during the cup game. DN score prediction.
5-1 United.
What? These United people talking with chest.
No, I think
we need the goal differential.
Yeah, we do, boy. We're struggling for that part at the moment. So maybe these are hopeful scores, but we're seeing something in it. Jeff, what you got for me?
3-1. I think with Eze back in there, they're going to have for some reason we always, without our top CBs, we always miss a late runner. Somebody goes with it, and then it opens the middle. So I think they're going to get 1. I think Eze can shoot from anywhere. They're missing Elise, and then Zaha went to Galatasaray. So I mean that's most of their offense right there.
Don P.
Yeah, same as Jeff. 3-1.
And Anthony.
I'm going to go 2-1 Man United. I feel Palace. The only reason why that scoreline, I really think Palace is really going to defend on this game. And when they attack you right, but they'll only get the 1 goal, but you will come out victory with the 3 points.
Yeah.
Newcastle,
yeah, they really could. They really could play deep.
Yeah.
See, they miss. Yeah, they've got players missing. Sorry, Newcastle, Burnley. We'll go with you, Jeff.
Newcastle, Burnley. Oh,
yeah.
It could be another 8-0. I mean, seriously, but I think Burnley's going to sock it in. I'll go 4-0. Newcastle.
Oh shit! The end. What you got?
Newcastle's flying. I mean, they beat Man City. They won 8-0 before that. I think they're going to go 4-0 and take their foot off the gas. I think they're getting stick for doing 8 the other day.
Just get stick. No, take the foot off the gas. If a team is shit, you batter them. That's the way that it goes, man. D-Ed, what you got for me?
Is Newcastle playing at home or is it?
Yeah,
they're at home.
They're at home. Yeah, time. They're playing at St James's Park.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle. I think Burnley will play well with the way they've been playing for the past games.
They do. But you know what it is with Burnley? They missed the guy that got sent off. Is his name Forrester?
Yeah, I think
I
he's
have no
back.
idea.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the guy, he's really good there forward, and since he's been out, they ain't got no firepower.
That's the issue.
Yeah,
I
I
think they
think
get
he's
a
still. I
goal.
think he had a 3-game ban. And I think he's got one more game to serve.
Right. So who did I get? Dom.
Me.
Did I get? Did you give me a
Yeah.
score, Don?
No. 2-0. 2-0 Newcastle.
Anthony.
I'm going to double that. I'm going to go after what they scored. I'm going to go 4-0 Newcastle.
I'm gonna go. I'll go 3-1 Newcastle. West Ham, Sheffield United. We'll go with you again, Jeff.
West Ham, Sheffield United. I'm going West Ham. 2-1. Oh no. Sheffield is in a tank right now. I'll take that back. I'm going to go 3-0 West Ham.
He said you're in the tank.
Oh, they're bad. They look so bad against Newcastle.
The end. What you got for me?
With the way Sheffield have been playing, I'll probably go something. I was thinking about going something like 6 or 7-0, but no. I'll stay away from that. I'd agree with Jeff. I'll go 3-0 West Ham.
Bowen's on fire too.
Ward-Prowse as well.
Yeah, I mean, but Bowen, that diving header the other day, that was old school, right in front of Van Dijk. I thought he was going to get a boot in the face.
Big T's gone 9-0. He's seen another smashing. Solo's gone 2-0, and Vincent's gone 1-0. Don P.
2-0 West Ham or West Pork.
Eastport. Anthony.
I'm going to go. You know what? I'm gonna go 4-1 West Ham. I feel that Sheffield United are gonna be putting the tackles in. No, seriously, I do, and I think from set pieces it's gonna be a night for James Ward-Prowse.
Okay, and I'm gonna go 3-1 West Ham.
West Ham just ain't got no forwards though. Antonio, I just ain't got no belief in Antonio. He's the most sometimes. Did you see him against Liverpool? Oh my god.
Yeah, but they were playing Liverpool.
Yeah, but did you see the misses though? Did you see the header? Oh my god.
Yeah, but the runners off.
With them.
I mean, he's holding up the ball more in the middle and letting guys run off of him. His shots have not been very good, but he is.
No, they'll score off at set pieces. That's all West Ham do. Is set piece. They score set pieces.
Yeah.
Do you see his prediction about winning against Liverpool? And then
that's what put him in the mud. That's what put him in the mud, isn't it? That they were going to finish higher than
never talk that trash unless you can back it up.
Like Son. I'll listen to you.
Do you know what it was? It was just because Robbie was. It just because. Oh no, God, yeah. Talk about another team, Man City. Go on.
Yeah, we'll talk about another team. Man City. We'll go with you, Anthony. Wolves, Man City.
Oh. You know what? I think Wolves will give Man City a game, but I don't. In their respect, I don't think it'd be enough. So I'm gonna go 3-1 Man City.
That's what I studied, Don P.
Yeah, I think that's a decent prediction. 3-1. 3-1 City.
What am I doing? And then we got Jeff.
Only because I think they're going to sock it in on defense. I'll go 4-0. I don't think they have anything coming at them.
And DN?
I think City are going to miss Rodri a lot. So I'm going to go 2-1 City.
So who comes in to replace him? I mean, they're just going to put
Phillips, but he's been playing terrible. That's
right?
Yeah,
what's that?
I think Phillips goes in.
Phillips over Kovacic.
Yeah, I think if Kovacic will play anyway because Silva's not going to play.
Okay.
I think Big T's got his hater head on, but let's hope you're right, Big T. Vincent's gone 3-1. I'm actually going to go 3-0. I'm actually going to go 3-0. We've now got Forest Brentford. We'll go with you, DN.
Is that Forest home?
Yeah, Forest home.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Jeff?
Brentford coming off a bad beat. I'm going to go 1-1.
Don P?
See Brentford scoring 1-0 to Brentford.
2-2. Anthony?
I can see Brentford coming back from this. I can see a Brentford win, so I'm gonna go 2-1 Brentford.
Brentford. See, I'm
One more
Brentford,
fixture.
Yeah, we got 2 more fixtures.
Oh.
You know what? I'm actually gonna go 2-1 Forest. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Forest. We've got Fulham, Chelsea. I'm actually gonna start with you, Don P.
Fulham at home. I could see this being. None of them can score. 1-1.
Oh, I wish I'd bloody gone first.
Chelsea have scored 1 goal all month, haven't they?
Yeah, I know it's beautiful,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
1-1.
beautiful. D-Ed?
And it's at Fulham's ground.
I wish Billy was here. So I would go. I'm gonna go 1-0 Fulham.
Jeff?
Since Mitrovic is gone, Fulham's a toothless tiger. So I think Chelsea's got to pull it together one of these weeks. I think they're going to pull it together this week. 2-0 Chelsea.
Ooh.
Wow, they haven't scored 2 goals in I don't know how long.
That must be 2 own goals that's going to be going. What you got, Anthony?
37-0 Fulham. Yeah, I'm joking. I think Fulham's going to give him a game. You know what? Put me down as a Fulham win. I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham.
Oh, that's the same as Vincent Bullock there. And you know what? I'm actually going to go.
Well, Vincent went 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah. I'm actually going to go 1-0. I'm actually going to go 1-0. 1-1. I go 1-1.
Yeah, I know Chelsea's bad, but I just don't know who's going to score for Fulham. I mean, at least Chelsea's got a team full of talent.
Yeah, but none of it's all of it's trash. All of it.
You know
really
what?
trash.
If you look in the fantasy football league, Leno is the second best goalkeeper.
Oh wow!
Because he's making a lot of blood. He's bloody busy as shit, innit? We've got one more. We've got one more. As it obviously the Luton game with Burnley got postponed from the beginning of the season.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's going to be a midweek
yeah.
game. So we've got Luton Burnley as well as the final one. So we go with you, Anthony.
Do you know what? I can only see from the signings that they've made and back last season in the Championship. I'm gonna go 3-1 Burnley.
Don P.
2-0 Burnley.
Jeff.
0-0 sleeper.
It's the first 0-0. D-Ed.
2-0 Burnley.
2-0 Burnley. I'm gonna go 1-1. I think Luton at home. I know Burnley have played there before. I think Luton are going to be smarting, so I think it's going to be 1-1. Well, look, guys, I've got all your predictions down. Billy obviously boycotted the show. Now he was running a bit late. To be fair, he had a football game. It went to extra time, so he couldn't make it. But he will be back next week. So we will light him up then, because no doubt it's going to be a loss. Anyway,
He plays like Ben White.
Yeah, there you go. Say it again.
I heard he plays like Ben White, because that picture, God, on his WhatsApp, he does look like Ben White, doesn't he?
I don't know.
He looks like Ben. That picture I sent you, I said, I didn't know if I was listening Billy or Ben White. He stood there with his medals. He got armful of medals like this.
Who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? Like,
You
look,
know
guys,
what?
look.
He actually played with Ben White. Billy told me he actually played for the Brighton Youth
Did he?
with Ben White. Yeah.
So, Mr. B, that's a player for you from Minorians.
Who? Billy?
Yes.
I don't think Billy's local though. I'm sure Billy's not local because he said he came to London the other day. But I'll talk to him. You know me. I'm always on the lookout for half decent players. You know what I mean?
Just make sure we know as soon as we have the dates for the match.
Yes, yeah, most definitely. Oh God, yeah, most definitely, Jeff. Ooh. Yeah, definitely.
Am I going to win the prize for furthest distance travel to come play in a charity match?
I think you bloody might, mate. I don't think there's going to be anybody close. To be fair,
unless Box comes.
Listen, the more the merrier. I don't care. The more of you guys that come, the better, man. To be fair, but look, it's an hour. We did well. Guys, if you are still watching, please hit that like button. Maybe I should have said that at the beginning of the show.
I've been typing it in. We're good.
Yeah. Oh, God bless you, Jeff. Obviously, we will be back with the takeaway next week. We've got a watch along tomorrow. With the reaction show. Sunday will be our day of rest. I think I'm probably going to be going to church. And we are going to be back on Monday. Obviously, we will update the scores come next week to find out how close we were and see if anybody can beat Anthony's bloody 19. I think that's a tremendous score, Anthony. All jokes aside.
That's a great score.
Yeah,
You're my United fan, Mr. B. You know that.
19 is impressive. But look, guys, Jeff, as always, thank you very much, man. It's been a long time.
Missed you guys. I got to be back on more regular.
Yeah, no doubt, boy.
I gotta stop letting work get in the way of my fun.
Listen, it's no work means no fun, Jeff. You got to know that. You know
I do. That's why I do what I do.
There you go. DN, bless you, my friend. Thank you very much for turning up, man. Mr. Herbert, my sidekick from down south. Thank you, man. Don P, I'm sure we're gonna link up over the weekend at some stage. Guys in the chat, look, thanks for watching. I say every week, you don't have to be here. We appreciate the fact that you are, and we will be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.